In a daring operation known as Operation Midnight Hammer, 125 U.S. military aircraft launched a coordinated strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, specifically targeting Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The attack took place on the night of June 21, 2025, at around 2 a.m., when 7 B-2 Spirit bombers entered Iranian airspace via the Mediterranean Sea, crossing over Israel and Iraq, and struck Iran's nuclear sites. This act of aggression immediately captured the world's attention, all eyes now focused on how Iran would respond. With over 24 U.S. military bases stationed across the Middle East, there were fears that Iran might retaliate by targeting any of these installations. And sure enough, just 2 days later, that's exactly what happened. Iran launched strikes on the al-Udeid airbase in Qatar and the al-Asad airbase in Iraq. But this wasn't the first time Iran had attacked U.S. bases. In the past, Iran had struck American bases and military assets, even once rendering an entire American warship ineffective. Let's look back at 4 notable incidents where Iran made bold moves against the U.S. Welcome back to another episode of National TV. 1. The assassination of Qasem Soleimani, January 2020. On January 3, 2020, the U.S. carried out a drone strike in Baghdad that resulted in the death of Qasem Soleimani, a key figure in Iran's military. Soleimani wasn't just a general, he was the trusted right-hand man of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei, and one of the most powerful figures in the Middle East. His death shocked the entire country of Iran, and the nation vowed to seek revenge. Many anticipated that Iran would issue threats, but they took it a step further. Iran vowed to retaliate with missiles, and they openly warned the U.S. of the consequences. Iran's response came just days later with a series of missile attacks. 2. Iran's missile strike, Ain al-Asad airbase, January 2020. On January 8, 2020, at 1:20 a.m., dozens of Fateh and Shiam ballistic missiles launched from Iranian soil, streaking through the sky and landing on the Ain al-Asad airbase. The missile strike was incredibly precise, hitting fuel depots, aircraft shelters, and command posts with pinpoint accuracy. Astonishingly, not a single missile missed its target. Despite prior intelligence warnings, U.S. soldiers had moved to bunkers to take cover, but the attack still caused significant damage. The initial reports from the U.S. downplayed the severity, but satellite images, soldiers' videos, and ground reports exposed the true extent of the damage. Over 100 American soldiers suffered traumatic brain injuries, with their nervous systems severely impacted. Many soldiers became disoriented and unconscious. Iran, however, didn't shy away from taking responsibility for the attack. They openly admitted that this strike was just a warning. If the U.S. pressed on, a larger attack would follow. 3. The downing of the U.S. drone, June 2019. In June 2019, a major incident occurred when the U.S. RQ-4 Global Hawk drone entered Iranian airspace. The drone, which cost billions of dollars, was flying at an altitude of 60,000 feet, a height beyond the reach of most defense systems. But Iran used its advanced Sevam Kodad missile system to target and shoot it down. The drone was destroyed in a fiery explosion over the Persian Gulf, and Iran claimed that the drone had entered 15 kilometers into its territory. While the U.S. insisted the drone was in international airspace, the incident marked a dramatic escalation in U.S.-Iran tensions. President Donald Trump initially threatened airstrikes in retaliation, but no action was taken. The message from Iran was clear. They would not tolerate foreign interference in their skies. The attack on the USS Samuel B. Roberts, 1987. In 1987, during the Iran-Iraq War, tensions escalated in the Persian Gulf as Iran began attacking Kuwaiti oil tankers. To protect the tankers, the U.S. Navy launched Operation Earnest Will, one of the largest naval operations since World War II. But tensions remained high. In response, the U.S. allowed Kuwaiti tankers to reflag under the American flag. This signified that any attack on these tankers would be considered an attack on the U.S. itself. On October 16, 1987, Iran launched a Silkworm missile at an American-flagged Kuwaiti oil tanker, the MV Sea City. The missile hit the ship's bridge, injuring 18 crew members, including the captain, who lost his sight. This was Iran's first direct attack on a U.S. flagged ship, and it sent a strong message. The U.S. retaliated by targeting and destroying 2 Iranian oil platforms and an Iranian warship. The attack on the American ship was seen as a challenge to the U.S.'s dominance in the region. 5. The mine attack on the USS Samuel B. Roberts, 1988. During Operation Earnest Will, Iran laid mines in the Persian Gulf to target U.S. Navy warships. On April 14, 1988, the USS Samuel B. Roberts struck an Iranian mine, causing significant damage to the ship. The blast tore open the ship's hull, flooding the engine room and disabling its turbines. Despite the $500 mine, which cost Iran just a small fraction of the damage it caused, the U.S. Navy retaliated by destroying 2 Iranian oil platforms and an Iranian warship. The incident demonstrated Iran's resilience and determination to stand up to U.S. power in the region. Conclusion. Since the fall of the pro-American government in Iran, despite facing sanctions and global pressure, Iran has never hesitated to challenge the U.S. directly. Whether it's through missile attacks, drone downings, or military operations, Iran has proven time and again that it will respond forcefully when provoked. What are your thoughts on Iran's approach to dealing with the U.S.? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching this National TV video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from around the world. We'll see you in the next amazing video.